today, very, very simple, is as regards to the comment of the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, over the remarks he made. We are still making noise. So. The remarks he made about the Ijaw nation. Very unpleasant remarks about the Ijaw nation, saying that Ijaw are minority, and saying that, in fact, he doubled down when he went for a Thanksgiving in Rivers by saying that Ijaw only gets involved in criminality, and oil bunkering and some other stuffs. It is very shameful indeed to have had these remarks. For him to have referred to the Ijaw nation as a minority is truly, truly, truly sad. Because one will begin to wonder, when did Wike become an intellectual to start talking about issues of history, or issues around ethnic nationality? Who appointed him as a historian? He does not have the credential, the capacity, or even the quality of intellect to comment on such subject matters. If it was about identifying 21 years or 28 years or different types of whiskey, then he will be most qualified. But in terms of historical issues around ethnic nationality, he does not have the credentials to do so. The Ijaw nation is the 4th largest ethnic group in Nigeria. 4th largest ethnic group in Nigeria. For anyone to say anything to the contrary means either the person is deluded, the person is ignorant, or intentionally mischievous. It's important to note that even in Rivers State, where the Honorable Minister comes from, the Ijaw nation occupies about 12 local governments in the state. 12 local governments in the state. And the Ijaw nation is represented in almost every state in the Niger Delta. In Rivers State, for instance, the Abua local government, partly occupied by Ijaw people, then Ahoda West, partly occupied by Ijaw nation, then the Akukotoro as well, Andoni, Asari Toru, Boni, Degema, Okrika, then Ogubolo, then Opobo, and Onkoro. Then Port Harcourt is partly occupied by the Ijaw nation. In fact, it is noteworthy to say that the Ijaw nation is not only restricted to Bayelsa, to Rivers State alone. The entire 8 local governments in Bayelsa State is occupied by the Ijaw nation. In Akwa Ibom, we have about 7 local governments that is occupied by the Ijaw nation. We have the Eastern Obolo, Ibeno, Umbo, Oron, Ofong, Uruka, then Okoba, and Udong Oku. In Delta State, we have about 6 local governments occupied by the Ijaw nation. We have Bomadi, we have Burutu, we have Pantani, we have Warri North, we have Warri South, we have Warri Southwest, all occupied by the Ijaw nation. In Edo, the Ijaw nation partly occupies 2 local governments, just like in Ondo. In that Edo, 3 local governments in Edo, in Ondo 2 local governments. In Ondo, we have Esaudo and we have Odigbo local governments occupied by the Ijaw nation. While in Edo, we have Ikpoba-Oka, Ovie Northeast, Ovie Southwest, all occupied by the Ijaw nation. So for any whiskey-taking person to infer that the Ijaw nation, the almighty Ijaw nation, is a minority, is truly laughable. If not for the Ijaw nation, even the so-called 13% derivation that the Niger Delta is enjoying today will have been a mirage. Are we talking about the sacrifices of Isaac Dakaboro? Are we talking about the sacrifices of Ken Saruwiwa, people who laid their lives? Are we talking about environmental activists who fought against Shell, Mobil, and all the oil pollution of oil and gas in the Niger Delta that have laid down their lives? Even the River State that we're talking about, is it not the Ijaw nation that created the struggle? The creation of Bayelsa State and other states in the sub-region, is it not the struggle of Ijaw people that made this happen? For anybody to think that because today there are something in Nigeria that they can look down on the Ijaw nation because you are having a dispute with a governor and you begin to talk, that it's like when you are fighting a political foe, you start talking against Yoruba people or you start talking against Fulani people. or you talk against Hausa people. As of today in Nigeria, and you can fact check the things we are saying. The Ijaw nation is the fourth largest ethnic nationality after Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. So how can anybody say they are minority? The FCT Minister, Wike, his people, they are minority in Rivers, but they are governor. His people only occupy 4 local governments in Rivers State. The Ijaw people occupy 12 local governments in Rivers State. And you turn around and say that Ijaw people are minority. And yes, he actually said minority of the minority. You can imagine, how can people who occupy 12 major local governments in Rivers State be minority? People who occupy so many local governments in Delta, people who occupy 8 local governments in Bayelsa, people who occupy 3 local governments in Edo, people who occupy 2 local governments in Ondo, how can they be minority, for God's sake? How can you try to insult and communalize the struggle of Paklak and other notable Ijaw sons? Even the militants that he was talking down on, the militants, have they not done more for Niger Delta? Okay, what has Wike done for Niger Delta? What has he done for Rivers? What has he done? Aside cornering, somebody was cornering almost 13 to 16 billion IGR monthly. While you were governor, you were under declaring IGR. Somebody came and started declaring almost 16 billion IGR more. The person did not build more infrastructure. The person did not do anything. All the person did was to be transparent. That's the only contribution to nation building. And all these demolitions he's doing in Abuja. The man, he just renovated International Conference Center for 39 billion. 39 billion, it's not 3 billion. It's not 390 million. 39 billion. That ICC that we all know. Are you building a new building? Even if you are building a new building, shouldn't be more than 3 billion. 39 billion. If they try this kind of thing in China, it will have been shot. Be a firing squad. Nobody is holding them accountable. We are not interested in all this one they are doing. But because of complacency, you now face the Ijaw nation. You can do your fight with Governor Fubara without ridiculing the Ijaw people. Wike does not have any friend, though. His friend is his stomach. His friend is his stomach and his interest. Wike betrayed the first man that brought him to politics. First man that brought him to politics. Wike betrayed Odili. Odili, remember he said that if he ever make Odili cry, any day he make Odili cry, may not be well with him, may not be really. Wike is still eating food and acting normal. Wike betrayed Rotimi Amechi. Is it Tinubu, ordinary Tinubu that Wike just met on the street the day before yesterday, that he will not betray? So there's nothing that he's doing now. All this whoa that he's shouting, he's still going to betray you. And any man that when you discuss with him, have one-on-one discussion with him, and he comes forward later to come and say it and be mocking people. You know, he was saying it in that interview, mocking people that he has had personal conversation with. He's also going to do it to those people who are his friends, the judges, the Tinubu and others. There was a judge, the chief judge of Rivers State. You saw what Wike did to him. Wike, there's an old video of Wike praising the man, saying he has never seen somebody with integrity like that man. Few days ago, in that interview, he said that the man is the most useless man in this world, that he has never seen somebody more useless than the man, that the man is very corrupt. All because he has changed his position about that man, all of a sudden, because there's something he wants the man to do now that maybe the man is not agreeing to do. So that's Nyesom Wike for you. God forbid, 3 times. If peradventure anything were if there was even any suspicion of anything happened to President Tinubu, God forbid 3 times again, Wike will be the first person to switch allegiance to Kashim Shettima. In fact, he will do anything in this war, including licking Kashim Shettima's leg, just for power. Wike will do anything. And he's the most ambitious person you can ever see in this life. He's always plotting. He's always plotting. He's never satisfied. This minister that you see him holding, he sees it as if it's houseboy job. Wike will always be plotting to be president. It's my former friend. I know him very well. Even him, he can confirm these things I'm saying. He's a plotter. And he will do anything for power. Anything for power. And if the man that made Wike, Nyesom Wike today, when he was doing boy all over them, it's Patience Jonathan and Goodluck Jonathan that made Wike to be who he is today. Nationally. Without them, Wike would never have been president. But it is that same Ijaw man and the Ijaw woman that made him to be president. That Wike is telling us to be governor. That Wike is telling us that what is Ijaw? Which Ijaw? Which Ijaw? Minority of the man. Same Ijaw that Wike was carrying umbrella for. Wike was carrying umbrella for Jonathan, running up and down the villa, licking Mama P's leg, crawling on the floor. Today, Wike is behaving like somebody that fell from the sky. And he said it recently. He said nobody helped him. He became governor by himself. How can you make yourself? Wike said he is a self-made man. He has forgotten President Jonathan. He has forgotten Patience Jonathan. He has forgotten Omechi. He has forgotten Amechi. He has forgotten his first boss that made him local government chairman. He will also forget Tinubu. Tinubu is just a pawn in Wike's game. So, the people of Niger Delta who have sacrificed so much for that region, who made sure that they brought the multinationals to their knees, they should be consoled that people like Wike will always come and go, but the region will remain. The militants who fought against issues of pollution and all these things, because those are the issues. Isaac Dakaboro said, we cannot be living like animals when these resources is in our backyard. Ken Saro-Wiwa said, no, this cannot be happening. There is no even water to drink. What has Wike ever fought for in his life? In that Niger Delta, what has he ever fought for in his life? What has he ever fought for? The people that he's insulting today, they are the ones that fought for everything. For all the 6 states in the Niger Delta. Wike did nothing for the emancipation of the region. He did nothing. No matter how much I don't like Asari Dokubo, me I prefer Tompolo. No matter how much I don't like Asari Dokubo has done more for Niger Delta than Nyesom Wike. Has done more for Niger Delta than Nyesom Wike is just a political parasite, a eternal parasite. Anywhere there's food is ready now. You know, he said APC is cancer, PDP is malaria. That why will he leave PDP to join APC? Is that not what he said? That's what he said. Today he's in APC. Tomorrow, the things he's saying today, his friend, because all these political contractors that move based on wave, today El-Rufai has gone to SDP. If El-Rufai had been made minister, will he be insulting Tinubu? He will also be acting movie like Wike all over the place, praising Tinubu. So the president should choose between the Ijaw nation and Nyesom Wike, which is more electoral, has more electoral value. And this is why I agree with the position of comrades that the president should choose. If Wike has more electoral value than the Ijaw nation, then he should go with Wike. But if the Ijaw nation have more electoral value and have more value for the nation, then the president should compel him to make a public apology to the people of the region. Because it is the people of the region that have brought the 13% derivation. It is the people of the region that brought NDDC. Almost anything you see in that region, in that Niger Delta, it is the Ijaw nation that brought it. It's not Ikwere. Ikwere is only 4 local governments in the River State. They are the people that are minority of the minority, not Ijaw. So this is our take, and we will take some questions and we'll be done for the day.
Yeah, I think my leaders have addressed the core of the issue. But if I may add my own 1 pound or 1 kobo to the discourse here, I think that the verbal assaults of Mr. Nyesom Wike against the Ijaw nation is a violation of the Constitution of Nigeria. Section 41 clearly provides for what we call the anti-discriminatory clause. that assault on the Ijaw nation clearly violates that particular provision. It also violates the rights of the Ijaw nationals under the United Nations Charter. It also violates the African Charter of Human and People's Rights, the right of the minorities to their home, and the right of the people against mental and other forms of torture under the Anti-Torture Act of 2015. A clear assault by a person of Mr. Wike's standing, and this is quite very interesting, or quite very unfortunate, because Nyesom Wike, as we know, is a very senior member of the bar, is a life bencher, a two-time governor of Rivers State, and a former minister of education in Nigeria, and now the minister of the FCT. One will expect so much from a man that has occupied so much position. More so that the wife is a court of appeal judge and the daughter is a judge of the FCT High Court in Abuja here. But when you see men of such standing goes against the oath of office they've taken or swore to at several times, go against the level of standing you expect them in the society, then there's quite a problem. I think no matter the disagreements that Mr. Wike might have against the governor, it is out of place for Mr. Wike to now go for the very tribe that has given him so much as a minister and as a former governor. Don't forget that the Ikwere nationality from which Mr. Ikwere belongs, which Mr. Wike belongs to, is what you refer to as a stranger in the River State of Nigeria. The original inhabitant, because the Ikwere nation is a sub-Igbo nation. Looking at it from the historical perspective, the original owners of the Niger Delta of Nigeria today, including River State, Port Harcourt, are the Ijaw and the other ethnic nationalities. The Ikwere, which is a sub-national or sub-ethnic group of the Igbo, were people who migrated down to River State, looking at the historical sites. So this same tribe has sacrificed so much by giving people from your particular place, your particular tribe, so much space to occupy position of government for such a long time. And how do you intend to pay them back? The only time they had the opportunity of producing one of their own as a governor. I'm not a politician, I don't care about what you guys are, the politics in your state. But we're defending the rights of these Ijaw nationals to their own ancestral home, which you have come in to now see yourself as the landlord, and they as the minority of the minorities who do not have a say in their states. I also think that upon the failure of Mr. Wike to apologize to these people, and we are demanding immediately, we are giving Mr. Wike 3 days to apologize. Otherwise, I think the Ijaw nation should do a petition against Mr. Wike to the United Nations. This is a clear threat against a people in their own land, in their own ancestral home, and such matters must not be swept under the carpets. The matters must be looked into by the United Nations, because there's a threat against a particular ethnic nationality by persons who believe they are the owners of the states, a threat to annihilate them and to drive them from their ancestral home. And such matters should not be condoned. So Mr. Wike has, as a matter of urgency, has to apologize to the Ijaw nation, has to apologize to the good people of the Ijaw nation, and to promise going further that there will be no such repeat or such a verbal attack or any other form of attack against the people who owns or who has given him so much by ensuring that he became a minister and a governor in their own state. I think that will be the tip of my contribution.
Thank you very much.